Nowadays, the AI is everywhere. You hear that companies make AI to make AI, and some of you might be wondering, what's AI, what does AI engineer do, and how to become one. In this video, I'm going to share my journey with you, how I became an AI engineer, by accident, frankly speaking, and maybe it will help you somehow. Maybe you will find out some insights, some pieces of advice which I will give to you. I don't know how to transition from software developing to AI engineering, but maybe it will be also interesting for software engineers as well. And in this video, you can make some tea. It's my very first video, and it will be more relaxed, without fancy editing. I made myself some tea because I need to hold something in my hands when I speak. I don't like to gesticulate too much. So I want to start my story from year 2017. This is the year when I realized that software engineering and computer science is something I want to study. I was born and raised in Russia. I've never traveled abroad up until I moved to Czech Republic, where I am now. And I was Googling like what to study, what jobs pay you well, what will be in demand in 5-10 years. So there were like classic doctors, lawyers, and there was software engineering. And I thought, I like playing computer games. I like sitting in front of a computer at home, but I'm not an introvert. I like something in between, extrovert, introvert. So maybe software engineering is something I will like. And I just went all in. Yeah, like, let's try. Then I asked my mom if there is a possibility for me to study abroad, which is another story. I will not go into details, but she said, maybe. Gave me 5,000 euros. It's all she had. She saved up those 5,000 euros for several years. And I got it and went to Czech Republic. One-way flight. I've never been to Europe before. I didn't speak Czech at that moment, but the first year was studying Czech language so that I would be able to study programming in Czech language at the university. The reason is that at Czech universities, it's actually in more different European countries, it's the case that when you study in their local language, you don't pay any tuition fees. And I didn't have any money to pay tuition fees, so I didn't have a choice. Study, not to study. Some people came here to study in English, which is, you usually have to pay if you study in English. And I moved here to Brno, which is the second largest city. Largest. So large word. It's only 300,000 people, which is not that big for me. So it was like a city village. Everyone knows everybody. You see the same faces. The city for me is something, at least 1 million is a city. But it's my Russian scale in brain, I guess. And then the reasons why I chose Brno. I did not choose it. Brno chose me. Because first of all, it was cheaper. You paid less for the Czech courses if you study in Brno. You also pay less rent if you live in Brno. So I chose Brno. And then I realized that, it's not like in Russia in the sense that you don't need to take one exam, which will decide which university you will be able to apply. In Czech Republic, there are many ways how to apply to the university, and but it's harder to stay in there than in Russia. And I took IQ test. Just I saw it as an option. There was one of the options when you want to apply to a technical university. You can take IQ test, and if it's above 99 percentile, then you're accepted without any exams. I just took it. I didn't prepare. I did do nothing actually, and it was higher than the threshold. It was January. I just sat back and relaxed. My peers were preparing for their exams, study. I just chilled, worked in McDonald's as a waiter, and yeah, I was waiting for the academic year to start. So it's computer science program in Brno Technical University, and I was studying, doing projects, learning C language. I did my knowledge. I had some programming knowledge before I uh, started to study at the university, but those knowledge were covered in first two lectures, I think. In first two lectures, then okay. Now I thought that I knew a lot, but I don't know anything actually, so I have to study. It was good. I did well, frankly speaking. Yeah, I did well. Then I got a girlfriend, and I started to do a little bit worse. I think this is partially a reason because you just you allocate your time differently, and your attention changes. But I don't regret. We're still together. And then, um, then it's the second year, and I applied to a job in Red Hat, which is QA position at Red Hat, which is quality assurance. So basically you test someone else's work. There are software engineers, QAs, and QAs test what software engineers did. I didn't have ambitions to become QA engineer, although the manager was quite romantic about QA. You know, he was saying, oh, QA is so nice because you're at the end of the development pipeline. You don't have any deadlines. You just check other people's work and tell them, fix this. This is wrong. It does not pass the tests, and so on. I wasn't that romantic about it because for me it was, you guys couldn't become software engineers and you just, okay, let's do QA. But no offense, this is my interpretation. And I also don't regret it. I learned a lot of stuff. It was my first job in a production environment. So meetings, roadmaps, plannings, processes. It was nice to learn. And then I was in front of the question, what's next? Because I definitely don't want to become QA engineer. And at that time we had a course at the university about signal processing, it was called. And the course was difficult, really. It was about this Fourier transformations, all this hard math. And I liked the teacher. He was very cool. We had two lectures. In 1 week we had two lectures. One lecture is in Czech and the another one is in English. It was his initiative, like he didn't have to do another one in English, but I actually liked it because I think that it doesn't make sense to teach people computer science in any other language. Especially in Czech Republic, they always come up with their definitions. In Russia, it's the same. I don't know, like LLMs, large language models. Nowadays, in Russian, it will be a BAM, which is big, большая языковая модель. So it's weird for me, at least. I think English fits computer science the best. So you need to learn computer science in English, and English is a prerequisite for you to study computer science. At least that's what I think. And then I thought, it's a nice teacher. I realized that he has a lot of connections actually, and he has a very good lab at the university. At that time, I did not know how the academia works, how academia differs from production. And I texted him just one email asking for, oh, Mr. Chernotsky is his surname. Is there a possibility for me to go abroad from Czech Republic? Because I wanted to experience something new, meet new people, show my face to other people. is there a possibility to go somewhere abroad to learn to write my thesis and to do some research? And he, yeah, sure. Yeah, I see you have a good average, which good motivation for you to have a good average at the university if you want to experience these experiences, to go somewhere. In Europe, they have this Erasmus program, and he texted me with an email listing like 15 different possibilities where I can go. It was COVID time at that time, so it was difficult. You need to be vaccinated, so yeah, I had to vaccinate myself in order to go abroad. In Singapore, I went to Singapore for 6 months from January up until June. I was living and studying and writing my thesis in Singapore, which was amazing time. I met people from Oxford, from Apple, from Microsoft. Like, I could never imagine that I will meet such people face to face in real life, because I'm from Armavir, which is like 200,000 city in Russia. No one knows about Armavir. I was living in a like small house with mom and grandmom. So Oxford? Really? Oxford? Uh, sorry for so many how do I put it, side quests in my story, but I remember the moment when my the guy who helps me to write the thesis, who kind of guides me, I don't remember the word, he was from Oxford and he worked at Microsoft. And I remember the moment when he was suggesting me, oh, maybe you should apply to Oxford. At that time, I remember exactly this time in my brain where it was like small explosion that, you can do everything. Everything is possible. I came from Armavir with 5,000 euros my mom saved up for so many years, and now I'm learning computer science, writing my thesis, living in Singapore, and guy tells me that, oh, maybe you should apply to Oxford. I did not take his advice at the end, but this is part of the story. Then I came back, and the war started. War started, and there were all of this news that, oh, Russians, we will cancel visas for them because they chose Putin, and yeah, they are the one who we need to blame. And I was a little bit scared. I thought, I don't want my visa to be cancelled. Sorry, I was born when Putin already was elected, so am I also eligible for this visa cancellation celebration? And I decided that, okay, I finished my university, this is my last year, and I go work. I go working, I will start my working visa. So I successfully got my working visa, and it was first machine learning. This is something you are here to hear. Machine learning, AI. It was my first AI job. It was computer vision, not something I did in my past. I did NLP, which is natural language processing. I did ASR, which is automatic speech recognition. I've never touched computer vision. Just at the university, some small projects, some theory I knew. And it was work at the German, it's Czech company, but it's under German company. It was not small already, it was more of a corporate job. And I remember during the first month, I got this huge Dell laptop, which you could kill a person with. So ugly, so heavy. And I was waiting 1 month to get sudo access to my computer so that I can install software on it without going to the software department, to the IT department like every day. I remember I was playing PS4, which I bought 5 years ago, was enjoying life, just waiting for my sudo access. And I thought, oh, it's not something I want to do when I'm 22. And the team was very small. The people were not experts really. Also, they were also like fresh graduates, most of them. or it was just people without ambitions and expertise. And I didn't want to surround myself with such people, frankly speaking. They're maybe good people, but they don't have this fire. That's how I would call it. And then, by accident, I stumbled upon position which was like machine learning engineer. Machine learning and AI, it's interchangeable thing for those of you who are not in the field. Machine learning engineer at a small startup, US-based startup. And there is no way they will accept me, I thought. And then I remembered that my professor who helped me to get to Singapore, he actually he worked with the founder. The founder was his student, and I texted the professor again, like, is there such possibility that you could connect me with this person so that we can talk? Maybe he will like it, maybe I can at least go to the interviews and they will assess my knowledge. And he said, yeah, sure. The next day, I'm already connected to the founder, and after a week, like in a week, we are going to a pub to drink beer and discuss AI. I'm super green at that time, like super green. I just had one work, some research experience, some internship at Red Hat, and it was a nice chat. He was a nice guy, he is a nice guy. And the interview process has started. So it was 3 rounds, and I went through them. I was a junior. It was a junior positions, and it wasn't the biggest money you can imagine, of course. Just I really wanted to get in, so I kind of lowered down my expectations in all senses, because it's small company. You can learn a lot in this type of company, because corporate, it will teach you how to fit into the system, but I wanted to understand how the things are built, how the processes work from the beginning up until the end. And I got accepted. It was not the hardest interview in my life, because it was just chat without any live coding, just some chat, some more in deep technical conversations. What did you do? What do you want to do? Stuff like this. And that's how one email, which I sent to my professor from the university, changed my life in a very positive direction. Just one email. I did not know the guy. He did not know me. I just emailed him straight to the point, just, is there a possibility to go to Singapore, to China? And he, yeah, sure. I show that I'm able, I can deliver, I can do something valuable. I grasp the concept quickly enough. To put it straightforward, I'm not the dumbest person which he met, so I'm okay. He's okay. He's reliable, actually, so nice guy. I think that he thinks this way about me. I hope, at least. And then he is willing to help you next time, like applying to a new job. And he helped me again. That's how life works. Actually, the connections is everything. If you study your masters and hope that, oh, now I will study my masters and I will become master of AI engineering and every company will want me. No, it does not work like this. I believe it does not work like this. Maybe some people, if you don't think that you're a genius in computer science, it will not work this way. I can believe that there are geniuses, I saw such at the university, who are more of they have different brain, they're just thinking differently. They are more closed socially, but they are technical geniuses, really. And for those people, maybe it's the way. Just study hard, and then you will perform very well at the interviews, like all of this lead code and stuff, and you will get accepted to the big tech. Such people usually are not very good fit for a startup, I think. But if you want, it's an easier way. Maybe if you don't think that you're brilliant, if you're a super bright person, just connect to people, connect with people, talk to people, but not in a way to make them uncomfortable, not in a way that you want to connect in order to get some benefits in the future, because I think most of Americans are so friendly because of this and all of this networking culture. It's I don't really like it, but when it happens in a more natural way, it's very helpful. When you just text the guy, he answers you, and he's a very nice man. It's very nice talking to him. He's like wise, interesting, and people in Singapore I met, we connected with. It's also not about benefits. Benefits is a benefit, but they're nice people. You talk to a person. You don't talk to some profit or something like this. I don't like it actually in American culture. It's nice and not nice at the same time because everything is transactional. Everything is about money, money, money. Yeah, in fact, in life, everything is about money, but for some people, everything is about money. For some, not. I got accepted to a startup and I'm working here more than 2 years now. So it's been 2 years, and the learning curve in a startup is not learning curve, but your progress. It's very fast. You start to progress super fast because so many technologies, so many tools that you need to learn how to use. It's very nice. It's very cool. Your brain starts working, and in comparison to my first job at this Czech German company, it was like, wow, this is how things are built. I talked to a CEO, I talked to PM, they understand the business. I start to understand how the business works. It's very nice. Then it starts to get a little bit more boring maybe, but boring in a good way, that you know what you're doing, you feel more confident in the technologies you're using, and you do the AI. Some of you are still here and for some reason you're still listening to what I'm talking, what does an AI engineer do? It's my first video. I don't know how to hook the viewer, and I will not do any fancy editing so that my speech is so that you're engaged and watching. Just telling you how it is, like a conversation with a friend. What does AI engineer do? AI engineer does not create robots and does not create these robotic hats which are usually printed on the posters where something about AI. AI engineers, they scroll through data. That's what they do most of the time. It's just you scroll through the data, you look at the documents that you need to process, you learn the patterns even like yourself so that you can write the algorithm or come up with heuristics so that something is classified correctly, something should work correctly. It's all about the data actually. And now when all of these AI tools emerged, ChatGPT, I started to work on language models before ChatGPT release actually. This is something I mention in interviews very often because, when you open LinkedIn and there are some jobs and, we need an AI expert who has more than 5 years experience with LLMs, and people do not realize that LLMs did not exist like 5 years ago. And you are talking to a very wise HR who just does these check marks like, yeah, he mentioned Docker word, he mentioned Python word, I guess he knows something. Very redundant step in the interview, frankly speaking. Like, it's not pre-screening, it's like checkboxing some smart words the HR does not have a clue about. Maybe I'm too harsh, sorry. And yeah, now I'm working as an AI engineer who started to invest some time into creating content to share with people how it works. So I would sum up with some, not lessons, but maybe notes. Note number 1 is sorry, I bought this Turkish cups. It's called cup, not sure. Turkish bardak. I think they call it bardak in Turkish. In Istanbul last summer. Very nice. So first note, don't be afraid when you're 16, 17 and you don't know what you want to do. Just pick something and start learning it. Spend enough time on it, and eventually you either understand that, oh, I like it, it's cool, I will go on, or you don't like it and you just change your focus. You have limited times of tries, I think. You have a limited, like, up to when you're up to 26, 25 maybe. You have time to try different stuff, but you should not be afraid to try. Just try this, look at the feedback. Okay, it works, does not work. Then the next thing is talk to people. The second one, talk to people. People are super important. If you're a nice person, if you don't talk to I don't know, like your potential profit from this person, you're imagining how you will profit from connecting to this person. If you don't think about this, if you're just a nice guy, just a nice person, want to talk to another person, then it will work. It will work in a natural way. This chemistry of human connection will help you throughout your life. And don't be afraid to filter out the people who you don't like. Just for some reasons, maybe their communication style is awkward for you, maybe their values are different. Just stop communicating with them. Just don't say anything harsh to them. Just maybe describe the situation that, oh, I don't feel comfortable talking to you because of this, and they will just, okay, I will stop talking to these people. I hate you. I also hate you. So, fuck you. Yeah. So, and the third one, don't be shy, and yeah, don't think that I'm started to make up the notes, you see. The third one, I think, is you should not think that it's connected to the second one about people. You should not think that studying at the university will get you to where you want to get, just studying at the university. Now, I finished my bachelor. I have my bachelor thesis, bachelor diploma. Not with the worst score, actually, just a quite good one, I think, because I studied in Czech with the Czech guys, and I finished it better than most of Czech-speaking people. So I consider it good. It's not excellent, but it's good. Don't think that studying hard will get you somewhere. It will get you somewhere, but not to where you want to get, maybe. I would say that studying and connecting with people have the same importance if you want to get somewhere in your career. From my experience, as you've heard, connecting to people had even more impact than studying. Maybe the same level of impact, but it's super important. Connect to people. Don't think that just by studying excellently you will get to somewhere. It does not work this way. You need people. You always need people. And sorry introverts. That's how it is. I know you have your advantages, but usually you need people. You need to connect with them, talk to them. Just be a nice person. Just be a nice person. That's it. Just be nice. Be nice. If your brain allows you to study and be a nice person. That's it. This is the whole lesson of this video. Talk to people. Ask them. Don't be afraid to ask them, because they have more resources. And people with big resources, they're actually very willing to help you if they see themselves in you. If they see that, oh, I was the same age as him, with the same eyes, which are like, this spark in the eyes, and they want to study, they want to move, they want to do a lot of stuff, and they will help you. Really, that's how it works. It's even, I feel it already, that I want to help more junior peers, to direct them somewhere. Even now, when I'm talking to imaginary friend behind the camera who are listening to this, maybe I think that some of these insights might be helpful for someone. Yeah, I will cover more of my life journey if someone is interested in this, which I doubt, in future videos. And this video is going to end now. I was thinking that I will tell you more about AI engineering, but in the end, I told you more about myself. That's how it works. And when you start speaking and you don't have strict plot, it's just the flow.